Cryptocurrencies are back on the up and up again. I mean, take a look at this. Bitcoin up 7% today, Ethereum up 5.5, XRP up 4. Just the entirety of the crypto space is bullish, and it was actually one simple thing that caused it. All right, and the reason I don't have all the lights on is because of this little flickering, and because I like telling you guys a story in the dark. Anyway, what's going on right now, if you're wondering, is that Grayscale won their lawsuit against the SEC. And luckily for us in the crypto space, it was basically an absolute shutdown. There it is. Grayscale wins their lawsuit against the SEC District Court of Appeals, and it's vacating the SEC's denial of Grayscale Bitcoin's conversion into an ETF. James says, I've read through and digested everything a bit. This is a complete and utter rebuke of all of the SEC's spot ETF denial orders. There's no wiggle room. Basically, all of the SEC's arguments are shot down here. But the decision is going back to the SEC. What can the SEC do? And at the same time, funny enough, we're seeing Congressman Warren Davidson come back up again, calling for a firing of the SEC chair Gensler following Grayscale's win against the SEC. Because as I think the majority of you guys would agree, this keeps on showing that the way the SEC has been approaching this space, this crypto space, it's just not the right way. It's hurting too many people. It doesn't make sense. It's not consistent. And instead of just having a slaughter, as the SEC basically keeps racking up loss after loss, maybe it's just time to replace him, right? Replace Gary Gensler. Again, the entire crypto space has been talking about it already. CoinDesk said an appeals court has ordered the SEC to review its rejection of Grayscale's Bitcoin ETF bid because even the court doesn't fully understand, potentially opening the door to an approval because, again, there's no more way to hide. There's no new way for the SEC to say, no, we're going to deny it because, again, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And this also applies to almost every other Bitcoin ETF out there because the moment that Grayscale gets in, the rest is also in, as you guys understand. The SEC is getting battered in court. In our case, it's been proven wrong, been called hypercritical, lacking faithful allegiance to the law, fined for discovery abuses, and now another distinguished court saying it's arbitrary and capricious. That's a really big deal. And this, of course, is partially referring to the idea that the SEC keeps trying to pick winners and losers, but is going to end up just losing themselves. Now, I must say, there's so much talk about the SEC throughout the last 24 hours. I've been reading a lot about Binance and the SEC. You can even see an ex-SEC member, John Reed Stark, saying, what's up with the secret US SEC motion relating to Binance? And the only problem there is that John Reed Stark likes to write books. You know, he doesn't like to write a little story. No, he likes to write so that you actually have to go ahead and sit down. Now, he's basically stating that in the Binance case, the SEC filing a court document under seal, basically hidden from the public, is a rare move by the SEC because they're a civil, or at least going for a civil suit, and they're a civil enforcement agency, not criminal. And so for the most part, it should be free for everyone to read. However, I don't care, all right? Them doing some sneaky stuff, it's not surprising to me at all. What was more surprising, and I think this is also what caught the crypto market off guard a little bit, was Twitter, nowadays known as X, also today, same day that this Grayscale bullish news came out, again, exactly the same type of time frame, same type of, I guess, bullish excitement came for this now too. X, or Twitter, obtaining a crypto license, or rather a license required for crypto payments and trading. We've been seeing Twitter go for lots of licenses quite recently, but this one took the cake and caught the entire crypto market off guard. And again, on this very, very bullish day, it made people even more excited and more bullish. That is on top, as I said, of whatever is happening over on the Grayscale field. Because again, the entire crypto space saw this as a massive victory. As again, it's a middle finger towards the SEC, middle finger towards Gary Gensler, and well, the people are getting excited that now a Bitcoin ETF should really be around the corner because how is the SEC going to deny it this time? What can they do? By the way, they had a full-on win, so Grayscale did not get any points against them. They basically had a flat-out victory here, which was very, very interesting to see. And this all comes a day after the SEC is again criticized for going after some NFT project. Apparently these guys raised $30 million and now, supposedly so, they have settled with the SEC for about $6 million. This company that, was basically sued or gone after. And so these guys, in theory, still profited $24 million. And Altcoin Daily puts up a little question or remark about EOS also raising $4.1 billion in an ICO a couple years back, settling with the SEC for $24 million, basically still profiting, the same $4.1 billion in the process, meaning the SEC is not doing it the right way if they're trying to go after the profits or something like that, or protect the people. And yeah, there was more cool stuff. Yesterday, we had Hong Kong officially launching its first Bitcoin and crypto trading platform, which was huge. And at the same time, I already covered this partially, we had some very strange news with BitBoy, one of the biggest crypto YouTubers in the space, as apparently he's been thrown out of his own company. He's still a majority stakeholder, but he's not going to show up anymore. They took off his face, etc., etc. They're citing all this substance abuse and all these other parts, and I'm not the judge, right? I can't say what's wrong, what's right. All I can say is it's very freaking vague. And it wouldn't surprise me if it's all a marketing stunt. Wouldn't surprise me. On the contrary, I do know BitBoy a little bit, and he is a little bit twitchy, and that's what they're alleging what basically caused them to exile him for at least right now, until he gets better or something like that. I don't fully know. He's saying they're trying to catch him off guard, trying to push him out the company. I can't say what's the right thing. At the same time, something else that was quite nice was this. The Hong Kong Financial Secretary saying blockchain technology is a breakthrough technology. Again, pretty nice. And I've just been updating myself with more and more news. And that's something I do pretty much every single day, pretty much all day. Like I also said over on Twitter, Grayscale winning their lawsuit against the SEC was just the start. Ripple set the stage for many SEC defeats over the next few months. It's about to get way worse for Gary Gensler and the SEC, and obviously that's why things started to pump up pretty severely straight after that came out. Again, it was a pretty quick pump, pretty huge as well, as right now we're back into bullish territory. A lot of this fear has all of a sudden been extinguished again out of the market, as we've gone up like $1,500, $2,000 or so. Some of the other coins like Bitcoin Cash are up almost 20% today. XDC also up 12% today. Some coins are doing nice. And the worst performers are, I guess, a sort of decrease, almost not really, at minus 1% or so throughout the day. Sitting now at a juicy 589 price tag. That's kind of funny. But no, for the most part, these are stable coins at the top here that are not doing so well. And again, if you didn't see just now at the top, there's Bitcoin Cash, Toncoin, XDC. But hey, guys, if you've not done it yet, make sure you go ahead and press the like button on this video. I was going to sleep, but I thought, you know what? Let me actually get this update out to you guys because it's actually a pretty big deal, right? If you look at it carefully here over on the right, you can just see how much of a pump this basically was. This whole Grayscale debacle, and potentially also Twitter on top of it. Right now, I'm recording this from Italy. If you're wondering why things are a little bit different, I'll be posting some cool stuff to my story. I've got some cool things I'm doing here. But yeah, that's about it for this little update right now. See you guys later in another one.